The man went to the restaurant to eat, just like he always did, but he was shocked to see a dish that actually needed 2 waiters to carry over, and each dish could not weigh more than 10 grams. Even the rice was strictly limited to 10 grains. He looked at the waiter in front of him with confusion, thinking they were joking with him. Little did he know, this was the wish he had made just a day ago. One day earlier, the man was still saving money for his girlfriend's dowry, which left him unable to eat enough every day. His whole body was weak. This also made his boss dislike him. So the man made a wish in his heart that he would become the strongest man in the world. Maybe God heard his wish too, because the next second, the man suddenly felt dizzy. After that, everyone's strength in the world was reduced by 100 times. Even the world's weightlifting champion could only lift a 2-pound bottle of water. The only one who didn't lose his strength was the man himself. But he didn't notice anything strange and still thought he was the same useless loser. That day, the man was just throwing out some trash by the roadside when he was stunned to see a 5-ton crane being sent just to move a potted plant. So he decided to go take a look, but accidentally bumped into a female CEO nearby. Luckily, the man caught her in time, so she didn't fall to the ground. To make up for his mistake, he volunteered to help, but the CEO looked down on him, thinking he was just fooling around. But the next second, the man effortlessly picked up the 10-pound plant. The crowd watching immediately widened their eyes in shock, not expecting that he could actually lift the plant. The female CEO even took him straight to her office. Just as he was about to set the plant down, his phone rang. It was a call from his boss, telling him to return to work immediately. After saying goodbye to the CEO, he placed the plant on the table, but the table couldn't bear its weight and instantly cracked with countless fractures. The CEO stared at the plant in shock, vowing to make the man work at her company. Meanwhile, the man had just returned to the construction site and saw tiles being lifted by 4 people. He thought they were joking, so he went up to expose them and directly picked up 4 tiles himself to show them not to mess with him. But little did he know, they weren't joking at all. Their strength had just been reduced 100 times. Seeing this, the boss quickly went up to flatter the man, because in this world, status was determined by strength. With the man's current power, his net worth was at least tens of billions of dollars. Just then, a couple appeared at the construction site. The woman was none other than his girlfriend, Laura. Seeing how intimate they were, the man instantly realized he had been betrayed. He angrily questioned Laura for the reason, but Laura's new boyfriend, Jack, mocked him, saying he had been with Laura for 3 years. Not only was he the biggest boss of the site, but also the national strength champion. Only he deserved someone as beautiful as Laura. Then he wanted to show off in front of everyone. Jack squatted down to pick up a whole brick, but he couldn't lift it. So he had to choose a smaller one and held it up before the crowd. Seeing everyone flattering him, Jack grew even more smug. Then he insulted the man, saying he wasn't even as good as a homeless person. But the man scoffed at them and said he was someone who could lift 10 bricks. Looking at the smug Jack, he wanted to teach him a lesson right away, but his boss stopped him, knowing the man's true strength and fearing he might offend Jack's powerful family. After stopping the impulsive man, the boss quickly apologized to Jack, taking out $20,000 from his wallet and handing it to him, hoping to earn his forgiveness. But Jack didn't need that money. Before the boss could react, Jack scolded him, saying that strength was the greatest wealth. Looking at the weak man before him, Jack immediately declared that if the man could kneel and apologize to Laura, he would spare everyone present. The man was unwilling, but to save his co-workers, he agreed to Jack's demand. But Jack wasn't about to let him off so easily. Just as he was about to punish the man, the female CEO who wanted to hire him appeared in time, stopping Jack, and warned him not to lay a hand on the man, or he would pay the price. But her words enraged Jack. Before the man could react, Jack swung a punch at him, but it met directly with the man's fist. Jack felt like he had hit a steel plate. In an instant, his bones snapped in two, and the wall behind him, under that force, shattered with countless cracks until it collapsed. Everyone stared at the man in shock. The CEO couldn't help but praise him, saying his strength was now #1 in the world. Then she looked again at Jack beside them and couldn't resist mocking his weakness. But Laura, standing nearby, started slandering the man, insisting he must have used tricks to defeat Jack. But the CEO mocked her back, saying they just couldn't admit they had lost. The man, standing aside, felt even more certain this was Jack's scheme, with the goal of sending him to jail. But his words angered Jack. Jack swore on his billions of dollars in wealth that he would defeat the CEO in the strength competition and make her kneel and apologize to him. Then he left with Laura. After hearing this, the CEO immediately turned to the man for help. Her company was facing a financial crisis and urgently needed the $100 million prize from the strength competition to survive the crisis. She had originally planned to invite Jack, but now that was no longer possible. So she could only invite the man to represent the company in the competition and promised him a $5 million reward. Seeing this, the man, though still doubtful about his own strength, agreed to the CEO's request. Little did he know, in this competition, he would become the new generation's strongest man.